Good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Milano live from the 104.5 The Zone studio. In NFL news today, as discovered by Pablo Torre in an unreleased 61-page ruling from January of 2024, an independent arbitrator ruled that the NFL Management Council, with the blessing of the commissioner, encouraged the 32 NFL clubs to reduce guarantees and veterans contracts at the March 2022 annual owners meetings. However, despite the ruling, the arbitrator stated that the evidence introduced at the 2024 hearing did not prove by a clear preponderance of the evidence that the teams accepted and acted on the encouragement of the NFL Management Council. In other NFL news, Aaron Rodgers announced today that on the Pat McAfee show and said that the season this year is likely his last in the NFL. Rodgers signed a one-year deal with Pittsburgh Steelers earlier this month. For our foundation repair, whatever needs you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Bulls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Welcome in to 3HL, the Tuesday edition. Hope you're having a great day. Obviously, it's hot out there. You guys know that.
No,
we're working outside. We're thinking about you. Hydration is key.
It's beyond hot.
Yeah. I'm proud of her.
I don't know what's going on, man.
It's really hot. It's hot in here. What are we doing?
It is hot in
Is
here.
the air off? I'm like sweating.
It is 96 degrees currently in Nashville. Feels like 105.
Good gosh.
They expected to get up to 97. Remember yesterday, it kept rising until about 4:30.
That was dumb. That's some dumb weather.
It looks like it's about to maybe rain a little bit.
Yep.
Maybe that'll help.
No.
Oof.
No, it's going to make it humid and
No,
sticky.
there's no rain anywhere near us.
It does look like
It just rained on my windshield as I drove in,
No,
Mayor.
you accidentally hit a button. You're in a different car.
It did rain randomly on Sunday.
Yeah.
Middle of the day.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, after you mowed the yard.
While I was mowing the
I
yard.
thought you were finishing.
I was almost done. I didn't get the weed eat.
That was a big man putting a sprinkler on for you, though.
There's nothing around us, precipitation-wise.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Whatever.
Whatever. Babs is
Anyway.
here, y'all.
I'm here.
What up, Babsy?
Twitch, please. Let's go. Happy Tuesday. Hey, this is my last day this week.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
I'm
it
out
is.
of here.
She gone.
She gone.
See you
You had a
bye.
weird vacation schedule last 2 weeks. You took Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in different weeks.
What did I take Monday to? Oh, I know. I kind of try to pick them so I don't
Miss
take a whole week. Yeah.
Well,
It's a week, though.
July 4th.
I know I don't have enough vacation time. Our company doesn't give you enough vacation time.
What?
Well, we get
You've got like 4 weeks, don't you?
No.
Oh,
we get a third this year.
you definitely have 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's not enough. America, man.
It's not.
Dude,
not
you go,
enough.
you
You know
go
people
overseas,
listening to you right
you got
now?
like 8 weeks
Oh my
vacation.
God! Nah, what? Plus
you-
holidays, plus it's
Exactly. You have a baby overseas, and it's like, here,
Shut down.
let us just pay you for an entire year for you
Yeah.
to stay home and be mom. Here, I got to take out an extra policy just to be able to go have a baby. I'm telling you, man. Don't even get me started. America, come on.
You know how many people will listen right now that don't have 3 weeks of vacation? And they're like, calm down, Babs. Executive producer of 3HL is Zeph.
What's up?
what up, Zephyr?
You don't look like Eminem today, or any other rapper for that matter.
Nope.
I am wearing sweatpants and a jacket, though.
Why are you wearing
What
sweatpants?
is you
Okay,
doing?
all I see is your face, though, and you look like a banker.
Are we going to
mean,
start this every day?
Is there
what does Zeph look like today?
Is there anybody
Zeph
more
look like today?
versatile than
There's Zeph,
Zeph?
dog.
He straight looked like Marshall Mathers yesterday.
Stick them in any occupation.
Why don't you put yourself on camera?
Yeah, Zeph. Let
Why
the
is
people
this
see
not
you.
a-
Because when I'm not talking, it's just going to be me working. You're just going to see me like,
People like to see you work, Zeph.
I don't know if I want to have people watch me work while I'm not talking.
Alyssa probably wants to see you.
I'll FaceTime her.
Yeah,
Watch the show.
probably not.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please. See Laura in the chat. Preach it, Babs.
She did say that. Out of all the messages, that's the one you picked.
didn't
Tim
see
says
it
clouds
anymore.
are sweating, Babs. It's not rain.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Bill says it was sprinkling in East Nashville.
See, thank you, Bill.
There you
Right,
go.
with
It
sprinkling's
always
not
rains in
rain.
East Nashville.
Look, Angela,
Always.
I hear thunder at my office in Metro Center. I'm
All I'm
telling
saying
you.
is there's no precipitation on the radar.
Well, you
That's
know what?
all
The
I'm
radar
saying.
is wrong.
Uh-oh.
Well, my dad just
You know
sent
what?
me
Just like the president said, okay? The radar doesn't know what they're doing.
my dad just sent me a picture of the radar, and there is a small blip going right over Nashville.
Oh, thank you,
Not on
Mr.
my radar.
Banano.
Over North Nashville right now.
Not on my radar.
Thanks, Pops.
not on the Euro law.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I love that you love that the president said that, but Cam Ward, no go.
I've been waiting on that all day.
I love that you
I've been
called
waiting on
around
it all day, all day long. like Babsy.
That's what you were
That's what
talking about.
Yes,
I didn't get it.
exactly.
I was like, ha,
I didn't
ha,
get
ha,
it.
well done.
Yeah, I was waiting on Babsy to respond. She
I
never
didn't get it.
responded right. I was
Dawn,
like,
every
okay,
time
well,
you've
I'll
said
just wait.
something in the chat where someone says a curse
said
word,
something every
Slade
time.
says it every single time. It's happened like 4 times since that conversation.
I haven't noticed
And
a
you the one
single
that sent it to our chat every time. And I'm like, man, come on, Babs. You gotta say something. Like,
I love that.
she don't never say
She
nothing.
sent us the clip of Trump dropping the F-bomb on national television. She was like,
All right.
this dude's something.
Okay, Babs, come
what
on,
was the one she
engage.
sent
There was no
yesterday?
political talk at all. It was just like, this dude's something.
Oh, yesterday it was LeBron at
was
the
LeBron.
at the Fanatics
Yep.
the Fanatics
She
Fan
just
Fest.
went right past that one.
And Slade
Oh.
goes, oh, hey, there's kids there, Babs.
I
Curse on my
remember
kids are there.
that because I was like, "Are there kids there?" I don't see. What?
sitting right
Why
up
does
front.
it matter?
By the way,
I had every single time that has gone over my head.
by the way, there is rain on the radar in North Nashville.
Hey, you're wrong.
I had to scroll in to see it. It's very tiny.
Let's zoom it.
Would you like to say that you're wrong?
I was wrong. I have no problem saying I'm wrong. I'm wrong all the damn time. I'm used to saying I'm wrong. I'm good with it.
I'm gonna need you to cut that. Clip it, Zeph.
Yeah, it's way more rare that I'm right. That's why he clipped I'm right.
I mean, I'm never wrong.
Sorry, I was on the phone. What were you guys talking about?
I
Don't
need
you
you to
have
save Mayor talking about how wrong he is.
Yeah. But I said I'm
But in Mayor's voice.
But like,
Did you hear how pissed I am?
yo, you was what? Whoa.
play that again. I want to hear this.
Hold up, I got to play it for the people on the stream.
That's a congressional
Yes.
hearing right
Yes,
there.
it
like,
was my error, and I will kill you if you bring it up ever
That's a
again.
good point, Slade. She's sitting at the desk
That's exactly-
with all those cameras behind
hit the
her.
button. Yes.
All right, for the people on the stream who didn't get to hear it the first time, here it is again.
Yes, it was my error.
Then she let the button go.
Now you're just abusing it.
No, the people on the stream didn't get to hear because I didn't have the button for the stream.
Let's do this before we start the show. Laura Mayer, we need an update on your date night with Mr. Babs. My daughter ended up selling her tickets to the Casey Musgraves podcast. Yeah, so Casey Musgraves, I thought I was buying 2 tickets with VIP, with like open bar, top shelf, to a Casey Musgraves concert at the Ryman. How amazing would that be? I mean,
Amazing.
angelic voice. This woman can sing her ass off.
I mean,
Can I say but?
you and Mr. Babs are obsessed with Casey
Yeah.
Musgraves.
So-
I don't really get it, but yes.
So, like, 3 days before the show, Mr. Babs sends me a text. He's like, I just saw that this is a podcast about shrooms. Do you still want to go? I'm like, yeah, I mean, what's funnier than that? Me and you at a podcast with Casey Musgraves about shrooms? And so then Slade
like
really
the two
sold
guys that don't do shrooms.
it. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Slade really sold it. He was like, oh, man, you're going to have a ball. You are going to laugh. You said, what's a word that's funnier than hysterical?
That's where you're going to be.
And then Slade said, if they pass out shrooms, if y'all don't take them, bring them to me.
Yeah, just put them in your pocket.
So anyway, the email was, they moved the concert, but the email was,
because she like broke her arm.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
Broke her ribs or broke her arm. She broke something.
She can't sit down and talk about shrooms with a broken arm? What's
Guess
wrong with her?
not. I mean, I'm sure she's going to take some shrooms with that.
So, so the email read, congratulations, the show is scheduled. And I was like, congratulations, the show is scheduled for September 18th. What happened to whatever the date was,
Way
June,
down the
whatever.
road.
And 22nd, right? Yeah, June 22nd. But they framed it that way. Instead of, hey, this show has to be rescheduled, blah,
Because
blah,
Casey
blah.
broke her arm.
Yeah. None of that. It was like, congratulations, the show is on. And I'm like, okay, I didn't think it was off, but but now it's in September 18th, which is a Thursday. And so they give you 30 days, to Karen's point, they give you 30 days to sell your tickets back. And so I asked Mr. Babs, did you know this? I asked Mr. Babs.
I didn't know this.
I told him, I said, I can sell the tickets back, or do you want to go? And he's like, I'm in, man. I'm in.
What?
Yeah.
In September?
So I didn't sell my tickets because Mr. Babs wants to have date night with me at Casey Musgraves' podcast about shrooms.
What in the heck?
So that's happening.
No, you know what he's thinking. Oh, I'm going to need a break. That's football season.
Yep.
That's great. I'm out.
Yep.
Out of the house for a
We'll
night.
go watch a podcast together.
I'm pretty sure he would have gone to do anything.
Probably. Well, I mean, clearly, because really?
Blair Durham in the chat. What up, Blair? He says rib.
Rib? She broke her rib? Yeah, there you go. I wonder how she broke her rib.
Dustin says shroom-friendly radio. I mean, there are strands that are legal, is what I was told in Tennessee.
That's what Slay said.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
that-
I didn't say who told me, but I was told by Slay.
Oh, she fell in Mexico.
Fell in Mexico.
Yes,
How'd she
country
fall?
music star breaks her rib after hard fall in Mexico.
When did she do it breakdancing like you did it rapping? You know that stuff?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Dawn rapping, I made that a promo. You guys want to hear it?
Yes.
Would
You
love
did?
to.
Let's
Yeah.
hear the Dawn rapping promo.
Ooh, there's an X-ray of it.
Well, and because Slay needed somebody to wrap his ankle yesterday, he had, the old school bandage, But they've changed the fasteners now. You don't have the metal,
Yeah.
steel thing that
And you
you
got the
just
straps on both
dig
ends
into
now.
it.
It was like
it never
Velcro, wasn't
worked
it?
anyway.
Now it's
It did.
Velcro.
All right,
Now
this
it's
is
Velcro.
this is Dawn being a rapper.
I forgot about that.
That was so good, Zeph.
Hey,
Zeph like
Zephyr.
lined up the music and everything.
Zeph,
Good
can,
job,
you,
Zephyr.
can you win promo awards like
Hey,
nationally?
man, yeah, it's got to be something we can vote him for. We'll just make up one, Zeph. Don't even worry. You're going to get an award at the end of the year.
I
That was
It'll be a
awesome.
major award. It'll be Fragile.
I had to listen to the song a couple times to make sure I got the beat drop on the right
Oh,
lyric.
you hit it perfectly.
Dog.
You hit it perfectly.
Hey, man.
I'm sure that took
funny.
time.
You
Oh.
you never cease to amaze me. Are you?
Tara Bell said they couldn't hear it on streaming.
Oh, darn. I don't know.
That is awesome.
I don't know if we can do it.
Can you play that on streaming?
No, because it's got the music for
Dang,
regular on
chat.
there.
I'm sorry. It's
Yeah,
Warren.
Chad.
It's Warren G's fault.
What was the promo that y'all heard and got in the chat? And you both heard it at the same
It was,
time and talked about how good it was, and I missed it.
Slay saying
The
Slay
song-
they
talking
suck.
about
They suck.
Tennessee baseball
Yeah,
sucking.
That was good.
Do you have that one?
That was a good one.
I do. Give me 1 second. I
That
gotta
was
find
so
it.
good, Babs. Right.
That
I mean,
was
she
on
went
point.
right into it.
Oh, that was.
And then right on to you with this lady right here.
This lady crazy.
That's what it was.
Boy, that was good right there, Zeph. Zeph, boy, you do some work, boy. I'm glad you left Cracker Barrel.
All right.
He got fired.
You could.
What about the drone job where he flies drones into trees?
That's
Oh,
something
no,
that's
that's
remain to
something-
be seen.
that's
right
something
there.
secret.
I still do that.
that's
All right.
top secret.
Here is the Slay They Suck promo.
We really suck. I understand that.
They don't suck.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. For what the expectation of the ball was set.
Okay, that's true. But
Yeah.
in terms of like suckage,
Yeah,
they
just
don't-
all around. Like, no, we're not going back down in the hole to
I
climb back up.
understand,
We're-
but they don't suck. That's not the word.
Yes, we suck.
I think your definition of suck is different than
Yeah.
his definition
Yeah,
of
like,
suck.
Suck is a strong word.
Because they suck. That's just-
You don't have the produced version of that?
It'd take me a little longer to find that one.
that was good, Zeph, man.
Yeah,
That's the wrong
it's-
one I had.
It's better with the
immediately.
music behind it
you
too,
hit-
but it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
I mean, when we hear it like that, I mean, we could just keep talking and we do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Kind of.
That's what all the promos are. You just
Maybe
guys
the show
talking.
will turn into like an NBA game where, there's just music going the whole time. You know what I mean?
That was so. Where did I go? I went to an NBA game for the first time in a long time.
And
I
you
can't
didn't know
it was
remember.
like that.
I think it was a Hawks game
You didn't know they did that?
with my family, and I was like,
It's nonstop.
What? Am I at a concert?
Yes.
Yeah, they do
This
beats.
is so
they at least do
bizarre.
beats the whole time.
It's amazing.
But it's while they're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rule is. I don't know if it's once the ball crosses half court or something,
Yeah.
then you got to cut it off.
Yeah.
But
But
they-
there's
they-
a significant
they can't
part
wait.
when
The
they have it.
DJ
Yeah.
can't wait. I mean, he got his finger on the button
That's
like,
crazy
go.
to me. Because football, I mean,
Dude,
it's
this is
like
wild.
the minute they're lined up,
You got to
boom,
stop.
Yep.
Yeah, there are
all
rules.
noise must cease.
Except in certain places like Indianapolis, right?
But
Or,
that's why.
according to Chris Stewart at Tennessee.
Oh, that's right.
I love that guy, too.
That was
unfortunate take on him.
By the way,
He's a great
there
dude.
came out a list, an EA Sports list that we'll talk about later in the show about like the best college environments.
Let's do that next.
I'm going to have to disagree with
There
you.
you go. There you go, Babsy.
I will say like 7 of the first 14 or 12 or whatever are SEC stadiums.
Shocker.
Stadia is the correct way, plural stadiums.
Stadia.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Look it up.
I don't believe you.
No, it's
I think
100%
you're wrong.
true. It's Latin.
Hey, is Brent usually wrong? Yes.
I don't have that point
That's
yet.
his own
That
question.
happened like 5 minutes ago.
Damn it, Zeph. I thought you were great.
The recording thing doesn't work like that.
All right. We'll talk about that next.
We're going to give each other crap all day today, apparently. So stay tuned. If you want to give us crap, you can do it on the Evident Bake Chat. It is open. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Or give us a call, 615-737-1045. Yeah, EA Sports College came up with the top.
Tripping.
Well, I wrote top 10 college football places to play, but Babsy found a more lengthy list. So we'll do that next.
I found
3HL
20.
1045 is so always twice as good. Yes.
Has anybody ever heard anybody use stadia
I do when I say plural.
stadiums?
Yeah, Brent just a second ago.
Okay, besides him. Nobody.
It's true, though.
Nobody.
It's true. I don't care if everybody does it. Is it true?
Yes.
Stadia is the plural of stadium.
All right, well, Lone Pronto. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about stadia.
Lone Prontos.
Lone Prontia. If you're maxed out on credit cards, if you're struggling with high interest debt, you can pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan. Get cash out now. Don't touch your low rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. Loan Pronto gets instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Listen, your home equity is yours. You might as well use it while you can. Get cash out to consolidate your debt down to one easy low monthly payment. Get cash out to maybe do a home improvement project. Call Loan Pronto for a free instant appraisal and see how much cash you can get out. 615-499-5780. Loan Pronto, by the way, A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They're legit. They're good. 615-499-5780. You can also go to loanpronto.com. Get debt relief now at loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
With all this hot weather, man, you need to keep United Structural Systems in mind for their foundation repair work. Also, when we get the rain going, which we had so much rain the last month and a half, waterproofing issues, United Structural Systems can help you out. They are a foundation repair and waterproofing company that has served the Middle Tennessee area since 1994. Some of the symptoms when you're looking for foundation repair issues and you need to get in touch with the United Structural Systems, again, USSTN.com is the website. When it's hot and dry, you notice soil cracking and pulling away from your home, leaving holes and gaps next to the foundation. Maybe your bricks are cracking, walls bowing, doors, windows sticking, drywall separating. These are signals of a possible foundation issue. Your house may be trying to tell you something. United Structural Systems there to help you out. USSTN.com. More than 30,000 100% satisfied residential customers, and they will be able to help you out. Whether it's foundation repair issues, waterproofing issues, USSTN.com. Homeowners trust USS, keeping homes dry and stable. We guarantee our best. Call USS 615-488-7855. USS serving Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, and Western Kentucky. Online, USSTN.com.
Welcome back in to 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. We're locked and loaded on this Tuesday, Tupac Tuesday. If you're a fan or listener of 3HL, this is what we do on Tuesdays. We'll let Pac bring us in. Right that introduction to just who is in the building, and something that was brought up. Babs is definitely in the building. Babs, you talked about it before going to break that you disagreed with one of the topics that we had on the docket today, and that was just where these stadias.
Okay, by the way, apparently Mayor is correct.
Stadias fit.
I don't even want to talk about. Oh my gosh, that was so weird. I'm like, he's not in here.
Yeah, that sounded just, well, it had to sound just like him because it was him, but.
What did you play?
That is HD, stereo.
I haven't heard that one in a long time.
Dolby Digital. Oh, it's pouring rain, too.
Whatever.
Well, we did get a picture from Zach in traffic on the interstate. And it's pouring. So he's like, Mayor is in fact wrong.
No, I told you that it popped up. I told you that.
Pouring, no. This ain't.
No,
this
like
is...
not, a pop-up shower. Like, oh, no.
No, yeah,
there was
color in it. I just forgot to say that.
Not oh, Lord, it's pop-up shower. Like real live.
Like real live.
No, there's red and yellow in it.
Okay. Okay.
Toughest places to play.
Yes. College football, EA Sports, College Football 2026 released their top 20 of top 25 actually of toughest places to play.
You want to start at the back and work our way to the front? Back, front, and front.
You want to do that?
Back, fourth, and fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. We can do that.
In fact, I didn't even need to ask a question. We just needed to do it.
Okay.
All right, top 25 toughest places to play college football 26. I hate how they're always a year ahead.
I don't. That's too much thinking. Who cares?
Well, it's not 20. It's not 26. That drives me crazy. Them and Madden.
Okay.
Y'all haven't noticed that?
But the championship that'll be won will be on 25. But it'll be in 26.
It'll be in
the season's 25. Yeah. It's confusing to me, Slay.
I got
just let me have it.
No, I'm not going. I'm not here to battle you or anything. I was just trying to understand.
Top 25 Stadia.
Who gives it?
Top 25 Stadia, Babs. Stadia.
Sorry.
This started in the parking lot. Which my guess is it started way before the parking lot.
Yes, it did.
All right, number 25, Hail State, Davis Wade Stadium, Starkville, Mississippi. Mississippi State.
A lot of people have an issue with this because Mississippi State has not been good in a while, right? And right
Since
now,
Leach.
they're an absolute disaster right now.
Yep.
Absolute disaster. Jeff Lebby coaching for his job.
Yeah,
probably won't make
and
it.
it's hard. I mean, it's your coach passes away. Like it is hard to, not to mention with what Mike Leach ran. Right, offensively, like it's not an easy transition to.
You had to find something with the same type of roster, configuration, and they tried to do that with the last two hires. But Levy's a great offensive mind, just
brilliant offensive mind.
Peter principle, maybe, like elevated too high.
I also kind of think like, I don't know, you just don't get time nowadays either. I mean, you've got to get your kids in. Now, I get it with the transfer portal and all that. You have less of an excuse as far as time to get your players in. But anyway.
Plus the shadow he cast down on it. Like,
have you done
you're not only trying to win, you're trying to replace that.
Have you done a game there?
At Mississippi State?
Yeah.
Like a million.
Yeah.
Do you remember I did? Do you not remember I did that?
You did the Vandy game.
I did the COVID
Was it Vandy?
game.
Where the guy's butt hit the ground and they didn't call it and called a touchdown and they won?
Yes.
Yeah.
I also did the COVID game with Mike Leach when it was his very first
this is a funny story.
COVID halftime interview. You guys remember this?
He's awkward anyway.
He's awkward anyway.
And then put COVID at him. Throw COVID at him.
I mean, he thinks it's fun to like mess with sideline. Now, I will say, like, I had a good relationship with him and he was awesome. He was always great to me.
He's been on 3HL
I remember
a bunch too.
Yeah, and there was one time we were 30 minutes before kick and he's sitting there at the 50-yard line talking to me about because I was drinking a Spark at the time. He was talking to me about Spark and then talked politics to me for like 10 straight minutes. I'm like, all right, coach, y'all are about to go in. We're like 20 minutes from kick. We're good. All right. Nothing about football. Yeah. Pure politics the entire time. I'm like, all right. But anyway, so I'll tell the COVID story real quick. So it's halftime.
So we got 3 hours. It's the middle of the summer.
Okay.
Okay. Extend that thing.
Okay.
It's a great story.
So, yeah, it's halftime. This was back when only the reporters traveled. So, like, my play-by-play, my analysts were calling the games from home. I was the only one that traveled. And, you know, with optics, like ESPN made us do the halftime interviews where we set up a mic 10 feet away, safe, socially distanced or whatever. And the coach would have to put on the headphones so that he could hear me ask the question, right? Because I'm not close to him and these stadiums are loud. And yes, Davis Wade Stadium is loud, even during COVID. And so he comes up or whatever. He's like, and mind you, he was briefed about all this. My guy, Brandon, who is the SID there, was like, I told him he hasn't done a halftime interview during COVID yet. I went through everything. Coach, you just walk over to Dawn. There's a mic stand there. You just put the headphones on, whatever, you know, and answer a question. Got it. Did not get it. Mike Leach did not get it, nor did he give a Shiano.
Yeah, that wasn't important to him right there.
Not important at all. So he walks up. He doesn't put the headphones on. I'm like, okay, well, maybe he can hear me, right? So I asked my question.
This
He's
is
like,
live on television.
Yeah. He's like,
Snort.
I can't hear you. I can't. Just come over here. Just walk and talk with me. I can't hear you. I'm like, Coach, I would love to walk and talk with you, but I cannot. It is against the rules. I just put the headphones on. I'm not putting the headphones on. I'm not putting the headphones on. So I like yell my question to him.
Oh my gosh.
So he was like, just walk and talk with me. Like, I can't walk and talk with you.
Yeah,
I know. Trust me, I want to.
Yeah.
So finally, I just like yell the question and he answers it or whatever. And he's like, throws the headphones and takes off. It was a disaster.
Listen, we bend rules around here
disaster.
a lot, but during that time, nobody was bending that rule.
Yeah.
Nobody's been in any role because we were just happy that we had football at that point.
And jobs.
And we were not going to do anything.
And be the one
to
that you're not
mess
going to
up.
have it.
Yeah. I'm like, we cannot mess this up. I'm like, just put the damn headphones on, Coach. He's like, I'm not putting the headphones
So 2 times he came on 3HL. One time he was, I think he was at Washington State, but it was in the summer. And we reached out to him, and he was in Key West riding a bike.
Yes.
And so we're talking to him, and it's like, sounds like a wind tunnel. We're like, Coach, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, I'm riding a bike in Key West. It's a beautiful morning, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
Not pulling over either.
Okay. So he did pull over. Then he was looking for a job, and we had him on, and Vanderbilt's job was open, and there were rumors that they were going to talk to him and all this stuff. So I was like, perfect fit, Coach.
Yeah,
you know,
that's it.
Commodores and stuff. He's like, well, actually, he went like 10 minutes on this. Well, actually, the Commodores were the ones that chased the Pirates.
Oh, wow.
It went like 10 minutes on that. And I'm like, does that make you a better fit or a poorer fit for the Vandy job? He's like, well, I don't know, but blah, 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 blah. No, he's great. And Mississippi State will get it together. I just don't think Levy's the guy, personally.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? So I have another Leach story. It was that same game, actually. And it ended up being Will Rogers. I think it was that same game, Will Rogers' first start. So,
yes.
Right?
Record-setting quarterback.
And nobody knew, I think at that point that he was going to start. Like nobody knew what was going to happen. Who are you going to play? Who's your starting quarterback? So we do a Zoom because it's COVID time. I think I worked like 3 COVID games with him. Yeah. And so we're on our Zoom. This is when I was with Beth Mowens and Kirk Morrison, that crew.
Kirk is great.
And so our Zoom messes up. First of all, he doesn't show up for our Zoom at the right time because he hates Zoom, right? And he's never going to be on camera, ever. So he doesn't show up. So Brandon's like, hold on, let me call him, whatever. So he calls him. Brandon texts me. He's like, he's on a paddleboard on his lake in the back of his house or whatever.
On a paddleboard.
I'm like, okay. And he said, but he's going to call in. But I don't think his service is great. So
yeah, he's in a lake. It's Sharkville, Mississippi.
In the back of his yard on a paddleboard. So he legit calls in from his paddleboard. Like, does not want to talk to us at all, whatever. So Beth or Kirk ask about like starting quarterback. What are we doing here, coach? Whatever. And he's like, well, click, gone. Never talk to him again. Never calls back in. Brandon's like, we're done. I don't know what to tell you. Like, he's not calling again. We're done. And I'm like dying laughing at this point. I'm like, this is so late. So, of course, I'm like, Brandon, will you please see if I can call him, talk to him prior, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. But we have to know who's going to play quarterback. Like, I know he has no relationship with Beth or Kurt. They don't ever call Mississippi State games. I had called a million. I had called Washington State games when Leach was there. So like he knew me at least.
Beth Moen's accent.
Yeah.
Talking about Mississippi State football.
Can you imagine, like Mike Leach and Beth Moen's, they just, I mean, they're just not really cut from the same cloth there. So I was like, okay, Brandon's like, that's fine. I gave him your cell phone number. He said he's going to call you after practice tomorrow or whatever. I'm like, great. This is right after COVID. I had just had baby Babs, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, at this point, I'm still breastfeeding, trying to put her to bed. I mean, my baby's 3 months old. I went back to work during football season. Like that was my very first day back was like my very first game, which ended up being at MTSU. So like all these things, right? Yeah. So I get a text from him at like 8 o'clock. I'm like, I'm putting my baby to bed, whatever. Can we chat at a different time? Like, can you give me a second or whatever? Calls me at 11 p.m. at night.
Well, that's a different time.
11 p.m. at night.
Baby should be done.
Hey, what do you want to know?
The other thing about Leach is like,
be mad at him.
If y'all would have talked about anything other than football, I mean, you had no reason to, but he's glad to do that.
No. So this is the thing. 11 p.m. at night, I'm like half asleep with my baby like sleeping on me.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to kind of be quiet or whatever. So I'm like, who's starting quarterback for you? Like, what are we doing? Whatever. So he gives me all the info, whatever. And then complete 180. Where are you at? You're in Nashville, right? So then we start talking about Nashville. Then we start talking about like baby. Then we start talking, everything but. We literally talked for a minute about his starting quarterback. Just enough info to where I could be like, at least we know who's starting and I have some nuggets on him. Yeah. And that's it. But he's like, that's it.
He was great.
That's it.
I mean, he found a quarterback.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He was the best. Man, I miss him.
Because we're talking about Mike Leach, Zeph found, I asked Zeph, I was like, find any rant. I don't even care what it's about. Maybe the candy rant. Is that what you found?
Yes.
With
all right,
Alyssa?
This is Mike Leach on candy.
We talked about on the broadcast how you hate candy corn. What's your favorite Halloween
candy corn? I mean, I completely hate candy corn. When I was a kid, gummy bears, let's see. Gummy bears for sure.
Sour or regular?
The Haribo. It's got to be the Haribo ones. And then the other thing I like is when they used to have the sprees in a box. Outstanding. You have to go to the dollar store to find it, but I do. And then the latest, there's still candy innovation, although a while back I found that Europe had better candy than we did overall.
That's true.
Because they have gummy everything.
They got white chocolate.
They have those Nerds clusters, which is new.
The gummy.
Yeah, which is good. The Nerds clusters is good. And then if you go chocolate, probably Almond Joy.
Love it. Hopefully you'll get some of that next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see.
That was also following a 45-6 win over Vanderbilt. So,
whoa.
Yes.
You had to work that in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Steph.
So all of this was started because we were talking about stadiums and that stadium. And the reason that they are on the list, and honestly could be higher, is because Davis Wade Stadium with those cowbells
It's loud.
is unbearable. It's unbearable.
We went in.
I can hear nothing on the sideline.
We went in
Nothing.
94, and that's the year that Jerry Colquitt, waited 4 years to be starting quarterback, went down on play 8 against UCLA in the opener. Then it was Todd Helton, it was Peyton Manning, it was Brandon Stewart, and all this stuff. And Peyton Manning started that game at Mississippi State. He hit an out route to Kendrick Jones. Just a little out route. The corner tried to jump it. The ball goes sailing past him to Kendrick Jones. No safety help, 80 yards or whatever it was for a touchdown. That's like, we all looked at each other like, okay. we know now. Like, we get it. We get
Sheriff
it.
was born.
And it was loud, and it was fun.
So loud.
It was loud. And it was
And a
fun.
great environment. And you know what? I remember when Dan Mullen was coaching there.
Yeah.
And we had a noon game against BYU.
Oh, they hate him, too.
I know. Oh,
He had them ranked number 1.
I know. But they hate him.
But he went to Florida.
Mississippi State fans hate him.
Hate him.
So, and I remember because I'm like, okay, BYU, like this should be a pretty good crowd.
Right.
But it was a noon kick. And I remember talking to Mullen, like in the middle of the field, like prior or whatever. And I was like, looking around, I'm like, man, coach, like I thought the crowd would already be here kind of thing. He was like, no, it's hunting season. He was like, they'll be here at halftime. I was like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, yeah.
Nobody's
You don't
doing
know
right
this?
now. Yeah.
He was like, yeah, these early kicks kill us. And he was like, but it's okay. They'll be here, they'll be here like kind of second quarter, whatever,
going in
like
the third.
around halftime. They'll all show up after they're done hunting. I'm like, oh, okay.
At least it's understanding.
So, college football, top 25 toughest places to play, according to EA Sports. We've gotten through number 25 in 1 second. But
That's true.
story time.
That was a good one, though.
Story
That
time with
was a
Babs, yeah.
good
Anytime the
one.
pirate comes out.
All right, we'll continue the
God,
list
Miss Leach.
when we come back. 615-737-1045.
What's happening, good people? KellumStemCellInstitute.com is where you need to head over to when you want to sit down and get you a consultation with the doctor himself, Dr. Ethan Kellum. He'll give you a rundown of everything that he can do. He can get the stem cells to do in your body and what and how they'll be redeployed based on your needs. So wherever that inflammation is acting up in your body, that's where you'll be hit. It's your body, your cells, your solution. These it's harvested from your body stem cells. So they're stored and also gathered for future and continued use. So if you get them, like say you were 18, 19 years old, those are the stem cells that's going to be active as far as getting you back healthy. If you're 30 or 34, it does not matter. The younger you get them, the better off you're going to be. I promise you that part. 615-850-4415. Take my word for it. Why? Because you'll have your own testimony if you get to do it, but I've got mine. Yes, it works. So no need DMing me trying to figure out, does it work? Just give me a call, 615-850-4415, KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 1045, The Zone, Tupac Tuesday here on The Big Show. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Looking at the radar, man, rain is like basically encompassed everywhere around Nashville, but not downtown proper. It looks like the snow radar when the snow dome is in effect.
Scared the snow on us. Huh?
It's coming down just northeast of Nashville, downtown Nashville. So, anyway, maybe that'll help some of y'all with the heat. 615-737-1045. You went in. Yeah, more steamy. We're going through EA Sports College Football Top 25 Toughest Places to Play. We went through one of them, Davis Wade Stadium, Mississippi State. Ranked number 25 if you want in.
Yeah, but we got Leach stories out of it.
Yeah, and your Dan Mullen story about, where's the crowd? Well, they won't come to halftime because it's hunting season. Matthew wants to talk about that. Matthew and Franklin. Matthew, what's up?
Good afternoon, my people. God bless you all.
What up, Matt?
Same to you, bro.
I've got a buddy that works for Mercedes in Alabama. The first year they opened up during hunting season, they had so many absences, they almost couldn't run the plant. So they actually built an archery range and a gun range to encourage guys after work to get everything tuned in and tuned up. And then they started giving the Friday off before the opening day of deer season.
Oh, my gosh, I love it. See, it's a real thing.
It is a real thing. Also, people around here, Alabama, everywhere in the South, duck season in Arkansas, man, that's a thing, too.
One down.
Yeah, for real. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it, man. 615-737-1045. Joey in Cross Plains. Joey, what's up, man?
What's up, Babs, Slay Dog, Mayor? How y'all today?
What up,
Joey?
So y'all talking about Mike Leach, and this was before I lost my vision. I remember catching a press conference when he was at Washington State.
Yes, sir.
And one of the reporters was getting married. And, he just stopped the press conference and then all of a sudden went into the wedding advice, first you got to pick the flower, do this, do that. And, dude, it was the most funniest thing I had ever seen. And I actually just stumbled across it the other day. And it's still funny today as it was back then.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good one.
So good.
Thank you, Joey. You asking, you shall receive. Zuff dog
Did Zuff
on
find
it.
it?
He's looking for it right now. That's the other good one.
That was his. That and the mascot were his two that really put him on the map.
Who would win a real battle with the real, if the mascots were real? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's a good one, too. Did you find it?
Yeah, it's a 3.5-minute video. You want to play the whole thing?
We can play some of it.
Okay.
Well, it's too late to rescue you. The best wisdom that I can possibly give, wisdom I can possibly give on that subject, 9 days, and it's a little late. You should have come to me sooner. My wisdom would be, you have to stay out of the way. Now, and I wish you a very happy marriage, and I'm sure you'll have one. But I'm just telling you, when it comes to marriages, the women lose their mind. Your fiance's going to lose her mind. Your mother-in-law is going to lose her mind. Your mom is going to lose her mind. Several of your sisters and female relatives are going to lose their mind, and they're going to barrage you with constant questions. What should we wear? And then, which of course my answer was, I don't care. And then, what color should the invitations be? I don't care. What should we have for dessert? I don't care.
Zeph, did you follow this policy?
Should we seat this way or that way? I don't care. But see, I don't care is not satisfactory at all. Nope. And you're going to get caught in a catch-22, and I'm certain that you already have. And that catch-22 is, well, I want you to be a part of this too. So what color invitations? All right, the blue ones. Well, I kind of like the tan ones. Okay, the tan ones then. Oh, you're just saying that because you want this over with. You're not even thinking about it, which is of course true. And then
this is the Addy press conference.
What do you want for dessert? I was thinking of strawberry shortcake. Oh, okay. Yeah, strawberry shortcake would be good. Well, what about the blueberry pie? Well, I like the blueberry pie. We could have the blueberry pie. Well, I thought you said you wanted the strawberry shortcake. And it's just going to go back and forth, and they're going to play keep away from you until after you're married. So what you need to do is you need to work late hours, work late, be very nice and supportive, And but they're going to play keep away from you, and there's no answer you can give that is going to be satisfactory or correct. And if you successfully please a few of them, the others will still be, oh well, I just don't feel like he's that interested. Yeah, okay, so you need to work late, go in the back room and read a lot of books. You have to go take the groomsmen out, so you make sure that they march in just right and they know exactly, these swell outfits that you picked out or whatever, however you're doing it.
Swell.
And in the end, you'll wish you eloped. But nevertheless, you need to find excuses that they'll buy to be as far out of harm's way as you possibly can. But take comfort in knowing that once the ceremony's over, life will get progressively better from there, even though there's some adjustment.
I mean, can you imagine if you're the guy that asked that question and you're just like, all right.
Yeah, quite a bit to think about.
There you go.
Thank you.
And he's kind of dead on.
So how much?
Was that the wedding?
That was Leach.
Oh.
How
He's
much
just saying hi.
How much did he give you on the quarterback? A minute? That was 3.5 minutes on wedding advice.
Yep. I got a minute on
the quarterback.
his brand new getting his very first start quarterback.
615-737-1045. All right. Number 24 on this list, Spartan Stadium, Michigan State. I've not been there. I have no opinion on that.
I don't even know nobody that's been there.
Looks cool on television. When they play night games against...
You been there? How is it?
I mean...
It
wasn't anything.
Yeah, you went up there when they had the cold-blooded running back.
Yep.
Didn't you? Yeah.
Then he transferred to where? Wake Forest, and then somewhere else, maybe. Yeah.
He had a hell of a year that year. I remember that. I was excited for you to go up there and see him.
Oh, he was legit. Yeah. Oh. But I had that game at Northwestern. But then I had them.
Okay.
I had them there, but I can't remember who they played now. So
Number 23.
Clearly, it wasn't all that impressive.
T-Boone Pickens Stadium, Oklahoma State.
T-Boone Pickens.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
The billionaire.
Oh, yeah.
You know why? It's so tight there.
Is it?
Like we can't get a TV cart in there.
Really?
Wow.
Because it's so tight, so you feel like the fans are right on top of you. Yeah.
Number 22, North Carolina State, Carter Finley Stadium.
Never been there.
Never been there?
Never wanted to.
Number 21, Notre Dame Stadium.
I've been there.
I have never been there.
Wasn't that crazy loud, though?
It wasn't?
No, but you could feel the tradition.
Did you go for Tennessee game?
No, I went for them in USC.
Really? You would have thought that it would be...
the atmosphere was phenomenal.
Huge rivalry. And they're not going to play now.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Me and Will from the Ville went up there. It was
just for the hell of it?
No, we went to that game. We saw a classic game.
No, I know, but yeah.
We like to see classic games. And we just happened to pick that classic game. So it was
that was a good classic game.
Yeah, pretty dope.
It wasn't the Bush push, was it?
He'll tell me in just a minute. I can't remember. I think it was my sophomore year, maybe 2000, 2001.
Number 20, Rice-Eccles Stadium, Utah. What up, Kevin Dyson? Happy birthday yesterday. We'll go through the rest of them when we come back.
Also, pretty loud.
Haven't been there.
Kevin Dyson, tell us about that.
Looks good on TV. Easton Freeze will join us from A to Z Sports. We'll talk all kinds of Titans things, 4:20 until 5 o'clock. He'll be in studio. But when we come back, we'll roll through some of these.
We're going to get through the whole list.
We will over the course of the show. We've got stories on some of them. 615-737-1045, always the number. This is 3HL.
All right, we are all about our local sports around Middle Tennessee, and the local team at Legacy Group at UBS Financial Services out in Franklin has always been huge supporter of women and girls in sports. And so we give a shout out every Tuesday to some local girls sporting events, teams all of that. And what a great one coming up. If you haven't already bought tickets, now's the time to get your tickets for the Broadway Block Party. Just told you yesterday about how Sprouts is sponsoring it. First time event here in Nashville. Hopefully it will be an every year thing as long as we all support it. Featuring some of the best girls volleyball teams in the country, college volleyball. You got 5-time national champ Nebraska will play defending SEC champ Kentucky in the first game. Tennessee plays Purdue. Vanderbilt, who has a volleyball team for the first time, will be playing Illinois, and the games will all be at Bridgestone Arena on the afternoon of August 31st. That is a Sunday, so go buy your tickets. And, of course, thank you to the Legacy Group at UBS Financial Services in Franklin, Tennessee. If you have $1 million or more to invest and you want to do it with a local team, call financial advisors Brent Thompson, David Reynolds, Robert Reynolds, or Jim Candela at 615-721-4921. See if they can help you achieve your financial goals. For their client relationship summary disclosures, visit ubs.com/relationship summary. UBS Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA/SIPC.
Good afternoon. It's 4:03. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. In NFL news today, as discovered by Pablo Torre in an unreleased 61-page ruling from January of 2024, an independent arbitrator ruled that the NFL Management Council, with the blessing of the commissioner, encouraged the 32 NFL clubs to reduce guarantees in veterans' contracts in the March of 2022 annual owners' meetings. However, despite the ruling, the arbitrator stated that the evidence introduced at the 2024 hearing did not prove by a clear preponderance of the evidence that the teams accepted and acted on the encouragement of the NFL Management Council. In other NFL news today, Aaron Rodgers announced today on the Pat McAfee show that this season is likely his last in the NFL. Rodgers signed a one-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers earlier this month. For your foundation repair and waterproof needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Tell 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a good day. You can watch the show. Not good, great. Hope you're having a great day. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
There she is. She's Babsy Davenport.
What up? Ba-bat.
Ramon Foster in the chat. We outside to do the homeowner thing. Spray weeds before we head out of town sometime later. Y'all, this heat sucks. Wrong time to be spraying flower beds, he says. And I will agree, Mississippi State is loud as hell around kickoff, and with big plays, them damn cowbells just merge all sound together.
They are something.
It gets to the point when you're in the crowd, at least, like where you get to where it's almost like white noise. Like you don't even really notice it anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Almost like,
Nope.
no, you're on the field.
No,
in the
you're going to
crowd.
notice.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
No, you're going to notice.
For me, it was.
my head is ringing at the end of, and I have double ears.
Double ears.
Like,
Yeah.
I have
Ears
bees
over
in both
ears.
my ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, that place.
It's like, for me, it's like casino with the slot machines. Like you get to the point where I don't notice them anymore until you do, and then you can't unnotice them. But yeah, for me, that's the way it was down there. But Slay Dog is here, y'all.
I'm in the building. Better be ready.
Time for the show.
420 Easton Freeze from A to Z Sports. We'll talk all things Titans with him. He'll be in studio from 420 until 5 o'clock. And we'll do that. Finishing this college football EA Sports top 25 toughest places to play. We were talking during the break, like some of these stadia, like maybe it's not. You've been to Spartan Stadium? I haven't, but I'm like, why are they on the list?
Yeah.
North Carolina State. Like,
I mean,
wonder,
it's fine.
I wonder if they got to the point where we can't put like all SEC stadia on this list. We got to include some other
When
people.
it is what it is, it is what it is.
Well, yeah, but they're trying to sell video games.
Well, they put out a different game.
Well, they had to forever. So 25, Davis Wade Stadium, Mississippi State. Then Spartan Stadium, Michigan State. Boone Pickens Stadium, Oklahoma State. Carter Finley Stadium, North Carolina State. All the states. Notre Dame, number 21. You were there. We found out during the Will from the Ville hit you up.
Yeah, it was Nebraska. Notre Dame overtime thriller. Instant classic. Yeah.
What a great game.
Overtime thriller.
27-24.
And that was the year Eric Crouch won the national title.
Heisman.
Won the Heisman, yeah.
Yeah,
Where am I going?
And it was you could feel it, but it wasn't just loud when you go to other SEC stadiums. Like it was,
It's
you
the
see
history
touchdown.
there.
That's more so
Yeah.
than anything.
Yeah.
The walk up to it and
I
all
would
of that.
love all of that.
That was cool.
I'm like Babs. I've been wanting to go there forever.
Yeah.
Bucket list. Rice
I thought
Eccles.
you went for you didn't go for that Tennessee game?
Yeah, I thought you said that too.
Oh, no. I saw Tennessee Notre Dame play in 1990, but that was in Knoxville.
That is.
Oh.
But you could feel
I
their
thought
history.
It was Notre Dame. Okay.
When they ran onto the field, you could feel the history of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And at that time, Notre Dame was ranked number 1 in the country in
Yeah, that'll-
1990.
That'll help.
They had some lawyers. Number 20, Rice Eccles Stadium, Utah. Kinnick Stadium, Iowa.
Isn't that where you can see the children's hospital?
The kids,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
In the
makes-
third
that's
quarter,
what-
everyone turns
I
and
guess we
waves at the
love- yeah.
kids.
That's pretty cool.
in
That's
the
got to be
stadium.
one of the best
Yep.
traditions.
If
out
you're
there.
listening now and haven't seen that, you can Google that, and it is incredible. It will bring tears to your eyes. Number 18, Husky Stadium, one of only 2 stadia in the country where you can ride up to the game in a boat.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
I have not been there.
The other one?
Ride up to the game in a boat.
Yep.
They ain't got no real ball Navy over there.
They got Husky Navy.
Yeah, them little boats ain't. Listen, y'all ain't missing nothing. Y'all ain't missing nothing. Everybody out there, you ain't missing nothing.
Back in the day, when like in the early 90s, they were good. Like 1990, they were good.
I'm going to be biased throughout this whole list. You know that, don't you?
Well, you better be good on the next one.
Number 17, Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn.
Best place on earth. Dude, that eagle flies.
I
You
want to see
cannot
that.
tell me that you don't get chills when that happens.
I want to see that bad.
I love the videos of the eagle like hitting people in the crowd or hitting the press box. There was one time he did that. I like those videos.
That's not very nice.
What is it?
No,
the loveliest village on the plains?
Yes.
Okay.
No, the coolest part of that there, like if you're standing right there where he comes down or she, whichever one it is.
Respect its privacy.
Yes. It's there's a mouse on the field. That's how they get it to come
I
down.
never knew that.
That's amazing.
So when it strikes, like that's why they have to sit there for a little bit.
So it kills the mouse?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if the mouse is alive or not, but
It's
there is a food
Hey, man.
source
In the
right
South,
there
baby.
that they come and get.
Go try to do that in the north. Wait, what? There's a dead mouse on the field. What are we doing?
So you got to let the eagle finish their pregame meal
And the
before
eagle flies from above.
he or she comes off. Yep.
He or she. 16, Williams-Brice Stadium, very underrated in South Carolina.
One
It
of the
is.
best entrances in all of college football. And it doesn't matter if they suck
That's right.
or they're decent.
That is definitely true.
I'm going to be real.
They're loud as
Yeah.
crap, no matter what.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm going to move them up on this list. But go ahead.
I would put them higher.
Yeah, me too.
And their stadium is not easy to get to.
No, it's
15,
not.
this one I've always wanted to go to, Camp Randall at Wisconsin, and MTSU plays at Wisconsin this year.
They rock.
Are you going?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. That's going to be fun. We went up there, my oldest son plays for MTSU, and he went to a camp up there. So we saw Madison. Very, very cool. Number 12, Neyland Stadium, Tennessee, not in the top 10.
Yeah, this right here where this is list is kind of disregarded. It's a dumb list, but it's accepted because we love the game. We won't do anything to take the game away. But
It's in the game.
Yeah, but it's not really in the game because your in-game experiences, you're not equating that to what the end game is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just be real. I don't know what they dating back on. Maybe they're thinking what 09 to when we garbage. 09 to like 17, 18,
When we're garbage.
19.
There was a large,
There was a stretch.
There was a large stretch there.
Listen. One thing I ain't gonna do is let.
No, but let me say this. I worked a lot of Butch Jones and Jeremy Pruitt Tennessee games.
Yeah.
For SEC Network.
Trash.
A lot of them. They were bad.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I'm saying.
Which
They
had
did
1 year.
beat Auburn that 1 year. I worked that game.
That's what we do.
Jerks.
Oh, Jerry Garantano.
Yeah, Garantano.
Auburn, out
Yeah,
of
remember?
nowhere.
And he was all emotional in our post game interview. Yeah. That was out of nowhere, and the offensive line played out of their freaking minds for the first time that year.
Sorry, not sorry.
But anyway, all of that to say, it also doesn't matter. Neyland is always rocking. It was always
That's a
rocking.
bad boy, ain't it? I ain't gonna let them put us out the top 10 like that, bro.
I do not put them at 12. There is no way I put that stadium at 12. No way. Especially when you start getting to some of the ones that are above them.
Yeah, that's no.
First of all, we missed 14 as FSU, Doak Campbell Stadium. 13,
I did miss those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
13
you
is
jumped down.
I did
DKR,
jump,
which
didn't I?
is Texas. And that place is jumping.
Is rock?
Absolutely.
Okay, I can see
So
that.
now I also worked their opening game.
I did jump. My bad, Florida
Opening
State.
game, home
I have a
opener last
Yeah.
year, and season opener. And obviously,
Yeah, that was
I
it.
mean,
I have a problem with
that
Florida
place was
State.
packed.
Does Michigan
You
go
do?
to Texas this year? I think we might take a little trip down there. The home and home. Texas went to them last year.
I don't know. Do they?
They did last year.
Who did you say?
They opened up
Michigan.
Michigan and
Michigan?
Texas.
So they play Ohio State and Michigan the same year?
No.
Texas goes to Ohio State this year, don't you?
They do.
That's the Cosell game. I mean,
Okay.
Corso game. Yeah. Dang.
Okay, so Neyland's 12.
Oh,
That's wrong.
Here's my
Kyle
problem
Field
with
is 11.
Here's my problem with Florida State.
Okay.
Remember, we asked Todd Furman about home field. In the NFL, it's pretty uniformly like 2.5 points for home field.
Yeah.
College football is different.
Yep.
There is a range based on what we're talking about right here. I remember Todd Furman telling us a few years ago, he said, no matter, like, when Florida State's good and they play a good opponent, it's going to be live there.
It's going to be live.
But typically speaking, they have the least amount of value given for home field than any college football Power 5 school.
I believe
now
it.
Power 4.
I've been there. It's nothing. Like, all you see is for the players to have played on that field, the caliber of player, that stadium should be a cathedral. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. But, like, what? Man, Babs, I'm not, hey, listen, I ain't trying to stretch it on this one, man. I'm trying to think.
Florida State should not be on this list.
Florida.
No offense to Florida State.
I'm going to be real, yo. They shouldn't. The coolest thing they got is the horse.
Right, and you've got experience there, but for me, it's just the math. If they're the one school in the Power, what was the Power 5 when he told us this?
Yo, it's so small.
That has the fewest amount of credit given for home field, then why are they on this list?
It's so small.
Yeah.
We went down there when they played Murray State some years back, and, dog, we sat. First of all, you can walk around and sit wherever you want to sit. Like, you want to get out on the field, you can get out on the field. It's too much history, too much going on for that stadium to be like that, man.
Let me go through the rest of them, and then we can revisit a little bit later because we're going to talk Titans football until 5 o'clock with Easton Freeze from A to Z Sports coming in studio. Number 11, Kyle Field, Texas A&M. Here's the top 10. Michigan Stadium, number 10. Autzen Stadium, Oregon, number 9.
I ain't believing that one, but yep.
Oklahoma, number 8.
Definitely not believing that over Neyland.
Gaylord Family, Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Number 7, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium.
Rocking.
Florida's pretty good.
Boy, it was in the 90s. That's in the 90s, Florida, when Spurrier was rolling, that's the loudest place I've ever been in my life. And I've been to 2 LSU night games. But that was in the 90s. 6, Memorial Stadium, Clemson. 5, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Alabama. You had some experience with that not too long ago.
Right.
Second half, a couple of years ago.
I'm putting them above you, too.
4, Sanford Stadium, Georgia. 3, Ohio Stadium. You were there, Ohio State. 2, Beaver Stadium, Penn State. And number 1, Tiger Stadium, LSU. We'll revisit a little bit later. We're going to talk Titans football next on 104.5 The Stadium.
One's legit.
104.5 The Stadium. But it got to be at
night, though.
Stadia.
No, I said this is 104.5 The Stadium. I just changed the whole imaging of the radio station.
That's all right. I like it.
We'll be right back. Looking for office space that matches the level of your business? This July, eSpaces is opening 2 premier locations, Cool Springs at Corporate Center and Brentwood at City Park. Designed for professionals, teams, and entrepreneurs, eSpaces offers private offices, meeting rooms, and team suites in beautifully designed, move-in ready office spaces with 24/7 access and monthly flexibility. Discover why more businesses are choosing eSpaces. Explore all 15 locations at espaces.com. Redefining co-working with exceptional offices for every business. Whether you're scaling up or just getting started, eSpaces provides flexibility without compromise. Want to check it out? You can. Online tours available now. Reserve your space early. Visit espaces.com. Private offices, team suites, meeting rooms, fully equipped, 24/7 access, flexible terms, beautiful professional spaces that are move-in ready. Visit espaces.com. That's espaces.com. 3HL 104.5, The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. The executive producer of 3HL is Zeph.
What's up?
Slay Dog, I saw a little package downstairs when I went to go get Easton Freeze from A to Z Sports.
Yeah, man, and she told us early on, man. So shout out to Karen. I appreciate a nice little care package to get well from the surgery.
That
supposed
was
to take place.
sweet.
And the Happy 4th. And what the Happy 4th is all about.
And happy birthday, too.
You did
Oh, it's
not
his birthday, too.
get 4th of July
4th of
headbands.
July headbands. Oh, and wristbands. I'm like a Globetrotter.
my
You're going to
gosh.
be I started saying ABA player, but yeah, Globetrotter.
Yeah, but they don't put me in the ABA. I got drafted to the CBA.
Did you?
When I went undrafted in the league.
Did you?
That night. It's kind of crazy. Like, nobody.
Which
I'm not
team
coming
drafted
out.
you?
Some, North Dakota or something.
Sioux City Falls?
No, it was North Dakota. I'm like, dog, I'm not coming up there. I'm not even trying to get my life together. But yeah, thank you, Karen. Salute to you, man. That's a hell of a gift. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I like
listeners.
that bag, too.
There's a big ass bottle of something in there, too.
Yeah, it is. It's
Ooh.
Oh.
Bowman Brothers,
Oh, hey.
Virginia. I played high school ball in Virginia, so I'll accept this.
Yes. It's brown
We
water.
got David Crockett in the middle of it too. David is surrounded by some other guys with some muskets
Some other guys with muskets.
and a hatchet. One guy got a hatchet.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
One guy got a knife. One guy got Davey and some other guy pointing got a musket. Pretty cool. Thank you, Karen.
There you go. Easton Freeze from A to Z Sports here. What up, Easton?
Hello, how are y'all?
Would you like to open this up, Easton?
It's a little early. It's a little early on a weekday, but tempting.
It's 4:20.
Well,
Listen to Babs come back at you on that.
I don't know. I'm trying to, I don't know, be an adult. Eventually, I'll
Oh, we
probably
don't
give up
do
on
that.
that. Right, yeah. I've not been beaten down quite yet, I guess.
It's 5:24, about 180 miles from
That's
here.
a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I heard Zeph was monitoring you guys, talking with Jeff Watson, MD, about Achilles injury.
Monitoring us.
Yeah, so let's just checking you out, making sure everything's
We did talk.
copacetic.
I talked to somebody so much smarter than me today. It was good.
Well, you're not getting that here. Achilles injuries. We've seen them in the NBA. We're talking about Jason Tatum with the Celtics. What do they do moving forward now? Obviously, Halliburton's going to miss the season now.
Dame.
The Titans are dealing with that as well with Cushenberry, and we keep talking about how I know you guys do too, but like talking to Titans fans, I don't feel like people have the necessary attention on this little potential issue. No. Is he going to be okay and good to go and 100% and up to his level of play? Because big man with Achilles, that's even tougher.
I don't know. That's a big question that I think you're right. We're not really talking a whole lot about because there's not a whole lot of precedent that comes to mind, for a big man and an Achilles injury. It happens, but we don't really think about it in the same way, maybe like an ACL, something that we see more often. And the interesting thing from a medical standpoint is there may be no worse thing to do in terms of a sports injury than an Achilles, just like statistically speaking. It's weird. It feels like we've reached this point in 2025 where we've almost solved all of the sports injury things. Like all these things that would probably ruin your whole career 20 or 30 years ago. We now are like, okay, give the guy 8 months. He'll be back. He'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. I mean, torn ACLs are like
Yeah, exactly.
nothing.
It's like, 6 months later, a guy's running a 40-yard dash.
Yeah.
So
Here's where I get tired of the narrative is he'll be fine, he'll be back, blah, blah, blah. And then you get into the season and he's not playing up to his ability or whatever. And then the narrative suddenly changes to it happens to every injury. It's year 2 where they're better. And I get so tired of that.
Well, the Achilles is so
unique.
It's uniquely difficult to return from. And it's like a third of the guys, the doctor gave us the numbers. It's like a third of the guys return to their peak. A third of the guys are a third are never the same, and a third retire. Now that's
not good percentages.
It's not good. The thing about it though that you have to understand is that an Achilles injury. So like
Glad we started here.
I know ACLs happen to like 18-year-olds, right? Like that's a thing that is not super age dependent. Achilles is something that tends to happen to guys in their 30s, like 30 to 50 years old is when it tends to happen to anybody, non-athletes as well.
Yeah, we
And so
always
a lot of
talk
the-
about it's the old man playing pickup
Playing
basketball.
basketball.
So when the
Yeah.
32-year-old in the NFL tears his Achilles, sometimes you just call it a career, you know?
It doesn't have to be basketball, bro. The 30-year-olds running track or the 30-year-olds playing golf or pickleball or something like that. It's got to be basketball.
That's what Dr. Jeff Watson, that's the example he used, though, is
Yeah.
this usually 35-year-old pickup basketball guy
on,
is
man.
the torn Achilles. So
Look at that.
The old man injury.
Hey, pickleball though, with the expansive interest in pickleball, I've heard about the injury situation
I
with that
believe it.
sport is really high.
yeah, well, because an Achilles, you step funny and pop, and then it's over.
So the typical recovery is 4 to 6 months with back to full athletic play in a year.
Right.
So where would that put Cushenberry? Let's say if he's in the 1/3 that actually makes it back.
Right. Well, so opening day, September 7th, would be 10 months and 3 days or something like that. Just over 10 months. So, again, just like pure injury analytics wise, there's a decent chance that he's back, and there's a slightly less decent chance that he's back and good, right? Because there's two questions here: is can you play, and then okay, if you can play, are you close to good again? Because how often do we see guys like you said come back and then for 6 weeks, 10 weeks, a whole season, it's just not the same. So I think that fans, to your original point, are just kind of hand waving this situation more than they should and assuming he'll be good. And the Titans are hoping he'll be good, but that's all you can do at this point is hope until they get the pads on and he actually tests that foot and tests the weight bearing and the explosiveness and all that. You can't know. It's also the last thing I'll say is with an Achilles injury, and I didn't realize this until I talked to the doctor today, like with an ACL, 2 days post-op, you're already starting to do like rehab stuff. Right. With the Achilles, you don't touch it for like 4 to 8 weeks, depending on your situation, because there's a much higher risk of it, the shearing of the stitches. So you have to be so much more patient with getting back up to weight training. And so the muscle atrophy in your calf is a much bigger deal than the muscle atrophy when you have an ACL or something like that, because you do have to sit around and do nothing for longer.
Now,
That's tough.
all the reports from Titans camp, from you, from, everybody about Cushenberry are that it's going really well.
Yes. So that's like,
And we've
that's the
seen
important thing. Is
Yes.
that for this specific story, we don't have any reason yet to be concerned. It's just
Right.
generally Achilles are more concerning than fans, I think, are paying attention to this story.
So let's say, worst case scenario, because this is what I like to do.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
She always goes worst case.
Worst case is he retires and it's over.
Exactly. He's in the freaking 2/3 and doesn't make it back, which, by the way, that's like kind of a big
Yeah.
percentage.
He's also not 30 though. I mean, he's young in terms of Achilles injuries, so that's
How
something
old is
going
he?
to 28,
What's Cushenberry?
27. He's not. I'll look it up. I think he's
younger than
27 or 28.
Then I
Look it
thought.
up.
I think he's 28.
Okay.
But I thought he was like a 31-year-old dude. But this came up not too long ago. It's either 27 or 28.
27. Yeah.
27.
27
November
years old.
22nd.
Thank you.
So
There you
he's a spring chicken. He'll be all right. It's fine.
It'll be fine.
Okay. Same as Halliburton. Okay, so worst case scenario, he doesn't make it back. What do the Titans have there?
So they have a couple of contingency plans. Last year, when they needed somebody to fill in for him, the primary guy was Corey Levin, who has been around forever. Everybody knows the Corey Levin, and he's one of my favorite linemen because I feel like you know exactly what you're getting with Corey Levin. He is not going to be a disaster. It's not going to be super special, but like in terms of backups, I trust him to come in. I trust him to come in though and be able to communicate with the quarterback and not get killed on 3 or 4 plays and completely ruin 3 or 4 plays. So I think that he is somebody that they're going to probably look to first, if I had to guess, if they need somebody to actually play at the beginning of the year. And then Sam Mustipher is a guy that they brought in the middle of free agency at some point, who has a decent experience playing on the interior of the offensive line. I believe most of his experience is not last year, but years previous. So I don't know what he looks like today. We'll see when he gets the pads on. But those are the top 2 guys. They're pretty set at the interior, though. Like even Jackson Slater, who they drafted in the 5th round, there's no reason why they couldn't cross-train him at center, and maybe he's the guy that they lean on. So I'm not super worried about their contingency plan. I am worried about the guy that's supposed to be the starter.
That's cool. So finally got a little bit of depth there where we're not scratching our head like,
I think so.
Who are they grabbing off the street this week to play tackle or anything like that? Okay.
Well, the tackle depth is still concerning, but like what team isn't that way? You know what I mean?
Hard to find tackles.
The thing that kind of hit me, right?
We definitely know.
The thing that kind of hit me about the depth of this offensive line group that made me realize, okay, it is better, is that this time last year we were talking about guys like John Ojukwu and Jalen Duncan as like offensive linemen 5, 6, 7, and now we're talking about them as, are they going to make the team as the 10th lineman? So that's a step in the right direction. You hope that like there's still a drop off from the 5 guys that are supposed to be starters to the rest of the guys. So
but there always is.
Yeah, there always is. So that's just the way that the NFL works. Usually the healthy offensive lines are the ones that go far, and the ones that aren't lose.
3HL presented by Ferguson Home, fergusonhome.com. Make sure you check those guys out. Easton Freeze, A to Z Sports, in studio with us.
I want to ask you real quick, understanding the wide receiver room, where it is, we keep hearing about Elliott, Ayomanor.
Ayomanor. Yep.
Yeah, let's just not break it up. Ayomanor, Slay. Okay. DK is another one. Restrepo is another one, but are we overlooking just what Van Jefferson will bring? What do you actually think we would give him? Because we know we said with Lockett, Calvin Ridley, those are sold. But what about Van Jefferson?
I think Van Jefferson is a lock to make the roster as a role player. I definitely underestimated what he could be when they first signed him, because I went and I watched the Pittsburgh tape of his last year and was thoroughly underwhelmed. But number one, that wasn't the greatest situation in the world for a wide receiver in Pittsburgh last year. Number two, just seeing him up against the rest of that wide receiver room, the way that he moves and handles himself in practice so far, like, it was super clear to me within a day or two that I was wrong to think that he might not even make the team. I think that he's definitely making the team as your wide receiver 4 or 5. Again, he's a role player guy. He's going to give you something on special teams if you need him to, and he's going to, be a depth receiver for you that you hopefully don't have to lean on because these rookies step up.
Right. Okay.
Inside linebacker opposite Cody Barton. You mentioned James Williams as a guy that you think might end up in that starting role. Why?
Yeah, well, because that's my guess. I just look at the dudes and
he's got the highest ceiling, I would think.
I think so. I mean, physically, yes, because he's so funny. He's so tall. He's like a 6'5" linebacker in the middle of the defense. So just looking at him in practice, he looks out of place. He looks like a safety playing linebacker, but he has the athleticism that I think that they want out of that second linebacker role, to be able to get sideline to sideline, get downhill in a hurry, be less thinking, more reacting. And we saw a little bit from him last year at the flashes I liked. I do think that it's a 3-man race between him and Cedric Gray and Vanderbilt legend Anthony Orji, who I was also completely writing off going into the spring session. And then every time we talked to any of the coaches, they'd bring him up. And then I would talk to, people who, hand up, I didn't watch a ton of Anthony Orji Saints tape last year, but I have friends who are sicker than I that did. And they were like, there's something there. And so I do think that he's going to be a part of that competition. What
is he missing? Like, why did they release him?
Yeah. He's been cut twice.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that was the biggest question. That was the biggest question that the person. So James Foster, I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's a really brilliant guy when it comes to tape and X's and O's, and he watched that tape and was like, I don't know why he got cut based on this. Yeah. The Saints are, who knows what the Saints are doing these days. So, like, maybe there isn't a great reason. But the other thing about the second linebacker position is I'm not super worried about who's going to win the job, because I don't think the position is super important. Like, just philosophically, if you ask me, what position on your defense would you like to be the weakest? It's easily the second linebacker, because it doesn't even have to be a starting position. It can be a rotational position. This team is built to where if they want to run 5-1-5 fronts and get an extra DB in there, and maybe Kevin Winston is up to speed and they want to roll him down into the box, they want to get an odd man front and get, Sebastian Joseph Day's hand in the ground next to Jeff and Devondre Sweat, they can do that and just let Cody Barton quarterback in the middle alone. You can't do that all the time, but you can do it a lot and turn that second linebacker position into a rotational role instead of a starter, especially they're getting burnt all the time.
And if they're scheming pressure, which was I was going to ask you, can they generate pressure without scheming up pressure?
This team's going to have to scheme a lot of pressure.
Which is what you were talking about with some of those packages,
Yeah.
Somebody whoop somebody sometime. They ain't got a scheme. Like, go get them. That's the scheme. Go get them.
Because when you scheme, you leave yourself susceptible.
Yeah. All right. Should we move to the back end of the defense?
Do whatever you want.
No respect that too, Babsy.
The entire question is what the heck with L'Jarius Sneed, and it's A, what the heck with legal stuff that's going on, and then it's B, what the heck with injury stuff and can he stay healthy that's going on. So, but the Titans don't seem to be concerned with either.
Not even a little bit.
You were asked about this in your mailbag, and we all discussed this yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
We thought that was an interesting angle for you to go, for sure.
It's fascinating.
Every time I've brought him up, publicly or privately, with any of the coaches, dating back to, as soon as the season was over, back in January, I was asking him about the situation. Not the legal situation. We didn't learn about that yet. It has been, notably consistent, not worried even a little bit. And so, to the extent that I'm sitting there thinking, are you sure? Are you sure you shouldn't be a little more worried than you are? Because you don't seem worried. And, they know the situation better than I. They know L'Jarius better than I, of course.
Also, if they were worried at all, they would want that out there to maybe put a little pressure on him.
Yeah, you'd think so. Yeah. Or just to soften the blow if they are starting to think this is going to be a total crash out of a trade. So you would think so. And again, publicly and privately, there have been times when I've been like, okay, well, maybe it's been posturing. But then when there's been no reason for anybody to sit there and lie to me, it's the exact same thing. So the legal thing, I've not spent a ton of time looking into it. That's not really my lane. From what I do know, Paul Kaharski's been the most on top of it. Yeah. That's the thing. Wake me when it's a criminal case. Something generally doesn't smell right to me when we're talking about, a guy that maybe tried to murder somebody, but it's not in the criminal court of law. That doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah. Apparently they have video of it, and we're still sitting here.
I also heard the attorney bringing the charges go on another local radio station, and I was thoroughly unimpressed by that. So it all seems like a thing that I won't end up caring about. And the bottom line, cynically, if he's good at football, nobody's going to care. And if he's bad at football, people are going to care. So wake me when the football is good or bad. As for whether or not the football is going to be good or bad, he's another guy that you have two big questions with, like Cushenberry. One, are you going to be able to play? And two, okay, well, the last time we saw you play, it wasn't terrible. There was a lot. You were a fine cornerback the first month last year, but you're being paid to be one of, if not the best cornerback in the whole league.
Elite.
So are you going to be that guy again, right? Ever? And I don't know the answer to that question. The coaching staff seems to think that he's going to be that guy. The only argument I can make for him to be that guy again is that cornerback is a position that's uniquely finicky year to year. Some positions really trend up or down consistently because the nature of what they do is more in their control than others. Cornerback is the position that, what's the best way to put this, I guess, is that the margin you live on is narrower than others. Because you can have a cornerback season where 97% of your snaps, you are nails locked down. But if 12 times a year you're burnt toast and you allow a 30 to 40 to 50 yard touchdown, you kind of had a bad season, right? Your passer rating allowed is bad and your touchdowns allowed. So it only takes a couple of plays to be a bad cornerback. It's kind of like an offensive lineman where a cornerback you don't hear about is usually a good cornerback kind of thing. So year to year, we've seen even the guys we consider to be the best of the best, like a Jalen Ramsey. You track his numbers year to year. It's kind of a roller coaster throughout his career. And you sometimes can't explain why did he suddenly get bad after this year and then return to form the next year. Yeah. It's just the nature of the position. So maybe L'Jarius Sneed had an unlucky run of 4 games before he got hurt last year, and he's going to come back and be that guy. we'll see. I mean, it kind of might make or break the whole defense, so no pressure, right?
Very much so.
Issa Freeze with us from A to Z Sports. When we come back, how different will this offense look in year 2 for Cowie, moving from Will Levis to Cam Ward at quarterback? We'll talk about that next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
All right, we got an important message out there. I've got an important message out there from my good friends over at Bart Durham Injury Law. Some lawyers, they chase ambulances, like the dogs, they just can't get out the fence. The cars going down the street, they're just barking, or the ambulance, they see a fire hydrant, just barking, just anything to get your attention. That's what some of these lawyers will do. They'll do anything to get your attention. But not Blair Durham and his team. If someone calls you after a wreck, well, they're breaking the law. That's right. There are lawyers breaking the law. Marine veteran Blair and the team at Bart Durham Injury Law, they don't play those type of games. When you make the call, they answer. They're local, trusted, and ready to fight for you. No gimmicks, just a team that's on your side from the start. So if you or someone you love is ever in a wreck, remember this number is Blair's number. 615-242-9000. 24/7, they're ready, locked in, and ready to get to it. Local, trusted, ready to fight for you. Bart Durham Injury Law.
3HL 104.5, The Zone, Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay talking Titans football with Easton Freeze from A to Z Sports. Kinds of things you're working on the next few weeks with everyone gone.
I am going position by position for the most part, talking about the different players in detail that I don't really have an opportunity to kind of give the full breadth of what I know about every guy outside of these couple of weeks. And I also need something to talk about. So I talked about the quarterbacks in detail yesterday, starting on the running backs today. And then a lot of, fun lists, top 10 this, top 5 that. And then we'll blink and it'll be time for training camp.
I mean, it's crazy to think about the, what did I say yesterday? The Hall of Fame game is 37 days now?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Right around the corner.
I mean, awful football, but football nonetheless.
But it's football. And that definitely signifies the start of everything.
It's crazy.
At Easton Freeze on X, where you can get him. We keep going back to your 90-minute conversation with Brian Callahan back in, when was it, January?
It is January, yeah.
Where he kind of went through in pretty good detail the disconnect on offense between play caller and skill set of quarterback that he was given, right? And that Will Levis's strengths weren't necessarily what he wants to incorporate within the framework of what he wants to do offensively, and he was trying to match that up and all of these things. How different do you think it will look in year 2 for Callie? Number one, learning from year 1 as a play caller, but also moving from Will Levis to Cam Ward. Two very different quarterbacks.
I mean, I think it'll feel really different for sure. If Cam is the guy that we think that he's going to be, Callahan comes from a family of systems where one of the common themes is just the volume passing and not eliminating a run game, but making the run game more of supplemental to a passing game that supplements the run game through glorified run plays through the passing game, right? Setting up screens and dump offs and stuff that once the ball is in the ball carrier's hands, you could start the film there and it's essentially a run play. And so the Bengals do a lot of that. The Broncos in Peyton's twilight years did a lot of that stuff.
A lot of that.
It requires a quarterback who can run the show beyond just knowing how to get through his reads and not make dumb decisions, right? It requires somebody, I think, a lot like Cam, who is willing to be involved heavily on every single play, make important decisions at the line of scrimmage, getting the protections set correctly. Somebody who's able to, stand in the pocket and have a feel for the pocket for when the pocket is breaking down and when you need to extend versus when you need to live to play another down. A lot of things that the Titans didn't do very well last year. And so I think that they will, if Cam is what we hope that he is, be a little bit heavier in the passing game. Nothing crazy. I mean, Cam Ward's not going to set any records this year. I think that'd be pretty dumb to do with a rookie. But I do think that it will be noticeable how much more they're working through the quarterback than they were last year.
Easton Freeze with us on 3HL. DHB on YouTube just said this show should know that Easton had never seen Remember the Titans until last week.
It's true.
When he was forced to watch it.
I was not forced to watch it. I chose to subject myself. People on the A to Z show make fun of me all the time for not. I generally dislike sports movies.
Is that what it is? So you stay away from sports movies in general?
Correct. Like I've seen Miracle. I've seen now Remember the Titans, and that's kind of the end of the list.
Wow.
What about Major League?
Couldn't tell you a thing about it.
Oh my gosh, Easton.
I like real sports.
Hoosiers?
What is compelling to me about real sports is that it's not scripted, and I don't know what's going to happen at the end.
Hoosiers?
I'm taken out of it when I'm watching a movie that I know is scripted and does have a set ending. No, I don't know a thing about Hoosiers. But every week this summer at A to Z Sports morning show on Fridays, I am reviewing a new film that the chat forces me. They vote the previous week. So this week, it's not just sports movies, by the way. It's also like campy 90s movies that were slightly before my time. So this week, they're forcing me to watch Billy Madison for the first time.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a really good one.
I'll be watching that and talking about that on Friday morning.
A to Z Sports chat, get in on Major League.
That was one of the voting options last week, and it will be again this week. So there's a chance that's one of the ones.
Vote.
That's her favorite movie of all time.
My favorite movie ever.
Is it?
Okay.
Ever.
All right. Well, maybe I'll be watching it soon.
perhaps questionable parenting, but
That's fair.
I did watch it very young.
Okay.
And it is the best.
It is good.
It is not clean.
Okay.
How much better can the offensive line be with all the movement there? With Dan Moore coming in, with Skoronski playing so well at the end of the season and learning and growing, Cushenberry coming back, Zeitler, the 14-year vet, J.C. Latham moving to the right side. How much better can they be?
I shouldn't open my mouth about the offensive line until they play games because
I'm kind of scared to say, well, they're going to be better.
What do I say? It can always get worse.
Right. The opposite of what most people say, which is it can't possibly get worse.
That's usually what our conversation
They
is.
say that, and I'm like, don't
Wrong.
even.
It's the opposite. It always can get worse.
It can always be worse.
The reason why I don't want to say anything is because in my heart of hearts, I think that they're going to be pretty good and maybe really good. This is the first time since the 2020-2021 version of the Titans offensive line where you had 5 butt kickers leading the way for a Derrick Henry, Arthur Smith scheme at the peak of their powers. It's the first time since then that you can look at each of the 5 starting positions and there's not really a possibility for a glaring hole to me. And that's, whether or not you believe in Dan Moore, I guess, is the Rorschach test for whether or not you think there could be a glaring hole. I do think that Dan Moore he's been aptly described as the most average starting tackle in the league. So I think that he's like the 16th best starting tackle in the league. And something that I kind of had my mind changed on about offensive line play, but tackle in particular this year. I spoke with Brandon Thorne when the Titans signed Dan Moore. And if folks don't know who he is, he's like the foremost thought leader when it comes to offensive line play in NFL media today. Like people lean on him when it comes to, he does a lot of work with offensive linemen and coaches. And it's like he knows that game way more than I do. And something that he tried to explain to me in this interview that we did was that tackle play, it's awesome when you have an elite guy who you can just leave on an island and he's clearly the best and he can take over a game on the offensive line, all of those things. But what's way more important in the NFL is tackle is kind of a benchmark position. Like you have to be this tall to ride the ride. And it's way more important to be above a certain threshold than to be below. Because what he said was there's not really anybody in the league that plays tackle that sits in between whether or not you're clearly a starter or clearly not. You either can play as a starting NFL tackle or you cannot. And it's pretty obvious who is who.
That's a good point.
And he thinks that Dan Moore, for all of the things that he leaves to be desired at times, is clearly a starting tackle. And he will be good enough of the time for you to operate an offense. The Titans have had the guy on the other end of that. Never good enough to operate the offense for 2 or 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
So I
turnstile.
I think the number one most important thing about this offense, besides Cam Ward being good at football, is whether or not this offensive line can work, and if it can be as good as I think that it can be. I think if you change nothing about the Titans last year, even the quarterback situation, but you take the offensive line, which was not serviceable, and simply make them serviceable, they are a significantly better football team already. So I think that that's the way that they get better in a hurry this year is just be decent on the offensive line. It's so hard to come by. I asked Brian Callahan about this during minicamp. It's like, when was the last time you got to be a part of coaching a team with a good offensive line? And he said, there was a Detroit year that we had a decent line. So it's been a while, and I'm excited to see, because those Bengals years, even though they were good, had bad offensive lines. Joe Burrow just made it work.
Really bad.
So we'll see.
So good thing. It means you believe in Bill Callahan.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Easton Freeze, A to Z Sports, at Easton Freeze on X. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate
Always
you.
a pleasure, guys. Thank you for having me.
Watch your movies, man.
That's right.
When we come back, official Madden ratings for Titans rookies. One of these numbers is going to surprise you. That's coming up next. 3HL.
LowTCenter.com. That's where you head to, fellas. It's important. Men's Health Month is upon us, so it's time to get in there and get things checked out. See where your T levels are. You can get them changed. How? All you got to do is just follow the blueprint that's going to be laid out by Low T Center. Summer is here, man, so it's time for the gatherings, time with friends and family, activities, holidays. But how are you going to keep up if your testosterone levels are low? they're draining your energy. Well, the answer, TRT with Low T Center. Now, this competition is going to be high. There's a lot of people out there trying to get into the game, but Low T Center, I can tell you, will keep you right there. Levels always tested, always good. Active labs where you can get your results back right away. All you got to do is go to lowtcenter.com to get your appointment today. And understand this, if you or your spouse are looking to lose weight, well, all you got to do is go get a little semaglutide. They got it right there over at Low T Center. Prescription weight loss treatment options include just that. And if you qualify for treatment, you get a free B12 shot when you start. So go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Want to tell you about medical house calls. So I'm going to take you back a couple of weeks ago when that ear thing happened to me and I was in so much pain. So I had to wake up at like 4 a.m. in order to actually get an appointment at an urgent care place at 7 a.m. that day. Guess what? With medical house calls, you don't have to do that. And also, you don't have to go anywhere. They come to you. So if you're mama out there and you've got a sick kid and you have another kid and it's just really hard to get into the pediatrician, I feel your pain. Don't worry, medical house calls will come to you. All you have to do, call or text medical house calls. Their teams will assist you and come over there and assess what you need within minutes. Medical providers at your door. They deliver your care and they can even give you prescriptions. So you don't even have to go to the pharmacy. How cool is that? Your time is precious. Your health is priceless. And at medical house calls, they also offer some primary care personalized to you. Give them a call 7 days a week. Monday through Sunday, same day appointments available and next day guaranteed. 615-838-2375. 838-2375, or you can just go online. It's healthcare designed for your life. medicalhousecalls.com.
Good evening. It's 5:03. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. In NFL news today, as discovered by Pablo Torre in an unreleased 61-page ruling from January of 2025, an independent arbitrator ruled that the NFL Management Council, with the blessing of the commissioner, encouraged the 32 NFL clubs to reduce guarantees in veterans' contracts at the March 2022 annual owners' meetings. However, despite the ruling, the arbitrator stated that the evidence introduced at the 2024 hearing did not prove by a clear preponderance of the evidence that the teams accepted and acted on the encouragement of the NFL Management Council. In other NFL news today, Aaron Rodgers announced on the Pat McAfee show that this season is more than likely his last season in the NFL. Rodgers signed a one-year deal with Pittsburgh Steelers earlier this month. For our foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home. For the Titans and Balls, this is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome in 3HL 104.5. This is Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Top tier on YouTube. The Madden ratings, people were definitely doing something when they made those ratings. LOL. We'll run through the rookie numbers for the Titans are out.
Being foolish. This is what they were doing.
And the guy with the highest number will shock you if you haven't seen the list.
Titans?
Mm-hmm. Shock you. Babsy's here.
I'm in the building.
What up, Babette?
Sorry, Zephyr.
You're good. I was going to ask Slay if he had seen the list yet.
No, I haven't. That's what I'm sitting there thinking. I'm thinking like,
I think we should have him guess.
the number one guess already is.
It is not Cam Ward.
I was going to say Calvin Ridley.
No,
rookies. Rookies. Slay Dog is here pondering. He's locked in his own head right now. Trying to get out.
The rookie with the highest overall grade?
Yes.
It's not Cam Ward.
It is not Cam Ward.
Nope.
It's what's the name? What's the tight end that everybody loving? Gunnar Helm?
Gunnar Helm. It is not Gunnar Helm. Let's start at the bottom. 68. There are two players with a 68 overall rating. Again, this is the rookie class, the draft class. Kevin Winston Jr. and Femi Oladejo, 68. Those two are the lowest number overall rating players.
I think that's solid, though, coming in as a rookie.
That's
you know, played.
Cornerback Marcus Harris at 69, as is Gunnar Helm.
What?
As is DK at 69.
All these people clamoring over 69 for Gunnar Helm?
Yeah.
He better do something. 69 ain't going to get you nowhere.
Easton Freeze loves him.
I know.
Buck Rising loves him.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, they want to pencil him in as tight end one right now.
What I'm trying to tell you. That's the wildest part.
At 70, running back Khalil Mullings.
See, I ain't even paid him no attention. Michigan, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I ain't even paid him no attention. Maybe I need to do a better job paying attention. This a little
Why is she laughing?
Listen, dog.
Zeb was talking to me, so I missed whatever
I don't know where her little get so tickled stuff comes from. But it's like it's somebody in here with a sixth sense, and there's a little kid in here running and just tickling her. She just gets so tickled.
She does get tickled at things that we say.
Because you're definitely going to say, I need to pay better attention when the first one comes up. Yeah.
All right. Khalil Mullings.
Okay.
70.
Alec Ayomana.
71. There are two players at 71. Cam Ward and Alec Ayomana.
See? Say his name and last name again.
Ayomana.
Alec Ayomana. Say Alec Ayomana.
I-O Manor.
I know. Why am I doing it? I-O Manor. Like I-O Manor.
No, just say
I-O Manor.
It's funny you do when you...
I-O Manor. Like a house.
I-O Manor.
A manor.
Yeah. You owe a guy named Manor. I-O Manor.
But say Alec in front of it, though. That's what I want y'all to do.
Alec I-O Manor.
Alec I-O Manor.
But when you say it, your eyes pop out of your head like you're saying I-O Manor.
It's like he's trying to add Italian to it or something. Like, it's just I-O Manor.
Hey, Organzi and I-O Manor. He's trying to Italian.
Elegaio manner.
I still can't believe Tennessee wouldn't let you take Italian as your foreign language.
Yeah, that's
stupid.
Dumb. I ain't never. Don't worry. I know what to do. I got a degree now, so I can go up there and kind of throw some weight around.
I know what to do.
Yeah.
Throw your weight around to do what?
Like in the office.
What do you want the outcome to be, though? By doing this?
Y'all can't do this. Y'all don't know how hard this was. I'm gonna tell you another one. Stats. I had stats with an intern for summer.
Yeah.
Does the intern that was teaching was of Asian descent. Now, can you imagine the language barrier? Me coming back from Italy, I'm pretty good with English. Her coming from Asia and coming and trying to talk in her accent with mine, I can't get it. I couldn't get it. I said, so what I used to do is I had a tutor, and what I used to do, I used to hold my pen. And you know how on cartoons, they used to act like they was writing, and they'd just keep going like this? Uh-huh. I used to do this while she was talking. I'd just look at her like this.
And you really weren't writing?
I wasn't writing nothing, because I don't understand nothing.
Then why were you acting like it?
Just because I didn't want to feel like I was dumb. Like everybody be looking like, why he ain't writing nothing down? He can't answer no questions. But as soon as it was over, I'd go to my tutor, and the next day when she used to be like, all right, anybody come up on the board and write? Big slate. Hey, me. I got the whole answer, and I was cold-blooded, boy. Stats. I still got I was so proud of myself. I still got my stat book. I'll bring it in here next week.
Please bring it in.
I am. I'm telling you, it was cold-blooded.
Did you tell Zeph to bring his diploma in yesterday?
Yeah, because I need to check his, because his ain't, I'm telling you right now, his ain't right. Anytime you don't have to take a foreign language, nah.
I had to take 3 hours, so one foreign language class and one math class. That's it.
So you a little crossover with math and foreign language.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
communications was a good degree.
I remember I took
good degree to go.
I didn't take Spanish 2 in high school because I was trying to get out of it. And I didn't. I did. But this man to say he had to take no foreign language, I've never heard a college student say that. Never.
Well,
what other college student can you say you can call right now? Because you went to school, you fresh out. But you can call right now that they can say, you know what, Zeph? I didn't take one either. I ain't take none.
Jackson?
I don't think Jackson took one.
Can you imagine Jackson trying to speak another language?
Yes. Yes. C. What you need to pass? C or D?
No, I don't think Jackson took one because he changed majors. He changed from one major into journalism and electronic media. So his requirements when he changed no foreign language.
That's wild, man. What you think? Just being journalism, electronic media, and you don't got to speak foreign language? Don't you got to know C and no? At least.
I know that. I took 4 years of
but they might trick
Spanish.
you. How you say yes in French?
Oui.
Not you, lady.
Oh.
You said it yesterday.
Yeah.
You know. Because you went to a right university.
Slay
you got the right degree.
Be sure you stay away from the wee-wees.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
That is true.
All right.
Hey, don't read the chat because somebody ruined the top rookie.
All right.
Okay, well, I won't look at it.
Official Madden ratings for Titans rookies.
Larry.
Again, the bottom, 68, Oladejo Winston Jr. 69, Marcus Harris, Gunnar Helm, DK at 69, Mullings, the running back at 70, Io Manor, and Cam Ward at 71. Who is left?
Rookie?
Yeah.
Do you know the last Titans rookie?
Sure.
Sure.
First was Cam Ward.
You got to keep going.
I'll give you a hint. Dawn loves this guy.
So does Madden.
Offensive lineman.
Yep.
Yes.
We
from
just
North Dakota.
We just talked about him.
I mean, from who we just talked about?
Jackson Slater.
Jackson Slater. He went to North Dakota State, huh? I went to another mid-major. Where you go to school at?
Where'd he go? I can't remember.
You got to be better than this, Slate. You need to go General Electronic School.
California State, Sacramento.
There we go.
Sacramento State.
He had the highest rating?
He went to Cal State SAC.
What was his rating?
75.
Okay, tell me how.
Sacramento State.
Cam Ward and Io Manor at 71. Jackson Slater at 75.
Like, what has he done, though, to be 75 so high?
Well, let me tell you.
I know the offensive line guru guys love him.
Really?
Cosell loved him.
Cosell did love him, and I pushed back on it. Let me see. Let me let you know.
Because it's small school.
Let
She
me
hates
let you
offensive
know.
linemen from small
I
school.
mean,
That's
I'll
what I
tell
was
you
remembering.
who he played.
Okay.
Do you want to know who he played?
Yeah, give me something.
UC Davis.
Okay.
They lost. Cal Poly. They lost.
Pabsy.
Montana State.
One-on-one, though.
They lost. Portland State. They won.
Okay, there we go.
Idaho State. They lost in overtime.
I like how she says they lost.
Weber State.
That's a good school.
They did win that one in overtime.
They make grills and
Eastern
Have a
Washington.
school.
Good program there.
Okay.
Yeah.
They lost. Northern Arizona. They lost. East Texas A&M. Not Texas A&M. East Texas A&M.
Just east of them.
They did win that one.
There you go.
Nichols won.
Okay, 500 almost.
Fresno State. They lost.
500.
San
I think
Jose
that's 3
State
wins.
University.
4.
They lost. South Dakota. They lost.
Dang. What were they? 3, 4, and
8.
It doesn't matter. My point is,
What's her point?
did he play any
No.
SEC caliber defensive?
Listen, I'm just telling you what.
So maybe they saying
I'm just telling you what
against-
the people say.
So
against
that's
the,
great. That's great that that's his rating as a rookie.
What's
He's
it?
never. I mean, he's about to have a wake up call in the NFL.
I gotta go to I gotta go get his jersey.
Oh, you want to get his jersey?
Yeah. See, he's the one I gotta pull for. These are the people that need it.
Nick, East Texas A&M over Texas A&M.
East Texas A&M is good. Where are they? Where's East Texas A&M?
Oh, hell if I
east
know,
of
but
College
clearly
Station.
they're bad because they got shut out by Sacramento State.
Dang.
Cal State, Sacramento.
No, Sacramento State.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
All right.
Exactly. See? We don't even know. What do you
Jackson
call him?
Slater.
Who knows?
615-737-1045.
6'3", 311 pounds.
Steve Spurrier had some things to say about Arch Manning. Is he going to be good? There are varying opinions about this dude.
We'll
talk about it
He
next.
might, but dang. Next. All right, sometimes it's time to upgrade those things in your home that you utilize every single day, and they're important when it's 108,000 degrees here in Nashville. Maybe your windows and your doors are failing you. You knew that you needed to upgrade those things, and you've been putting it off, and now it's hot as Hades. And new windows and new doors will certainly help your power bill. That's why you need to call Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, because they're the best. I recently did all of my windows and doors in my rental property, did some of my windows in my home. And the ones that I have done, you can absolutely tell a difference when it comes to staying cool in the house. You might be surprised to learn how affordable replacement windows are from Pella. Affordable and the best quality out there. I love a good deal. You love a good deal. They let me do the Dawn deal every month. You got a few more days for June, and it's way better than any other deal they have going on right now. I made sure of it. So the June Dawn deal, ask them about 60% off qualifying installations plus 0% APR for 36 months. It's easy to schedule your free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Just do it online. Tell them you want the Dawn deal. Go to PellaNashville.com.
All right, we got an important message out there. I've got an important message out there from my good friends over at Bart Durham Injury Law. Some lawyers, they chase ambulances, like the dogs. They just can't get out the fence. The cars going down the street, they're just barking, or the ambulance, they see a fire hydrant, just barking, just anything to get your attention. That's what some of these lawyers will do. They'll do anything to get your attention. But not Blair Durham and his team. If someone calls you after a wreck, well, they're breaking the law. That's right, they're lawyers breaking the law. Marine veteran Blair and the team at Bart Durham Injury Law, they don't play those type of games. When you make the call, they answer. They're local, trusted, and ready to fight for you. No gimmicks, just a team that's on your side from the start. So, if you or someone you love is ever in a wreck, remember this number is Blair's number, 242-9000. 24/7, they're ready, locked in, and ready to get to it. Local, trusted, ready to fight for you. Bart Durham Injury Law.